Hi there guys, welcome to Boxbread. I want to talk about the fight this upcoming weekend between Saul Alvarez and Alfredo Angulo. Now this is an exciting prospective fight. We got two guys coming off losses, going in there, and it could turn out to be very exciting. I think that Saul Alvarez wins this fight, and I'm undecided as to whether it'll be a stoppage or a decision, but I'll go for the decision victory. I think that Angulo's best option here is to try and make this a bit of a war. We know that Angulo has a tendency to be in wars, and that's where he's at home. That's where he's most comfortable, in my opinion. I think that he can bang. He's got good power. The trouble here is that he is going up against a guy with some power himself in Alvarez. I think the difference in this fight is going to be hand speed and punch technique. I think that Canelo throws very good straight punches, and I think his hand speed's underrated, and I think that he's just going to be able to get punches off first in this fight, and I think he's going to be able to perhaps dictate a bit of the distance with his punching and maybe make Angulo reach in this fight and perhaps chase a bit. And I think that when he's reaching, I think that Canelo will look to counter him, will look to punish him basically. On first thoughts of my first thoughts of this fight were that Canelo would probably win rather comfortably. But the more I think of it, the more I feel that Angulo could make this very interesting, and he is dangerous. You know, he is a dangerous opponent. He's got a lot of power, and he knows how to get in the mix. He knows how to draw guys in, and I think that quite a few people on social media have been saying this is going to be a war. I don't think Canelo wants that, and I don't expect him to try to initiate that in this fight. I think it actually works against his advantages and against his attributes. I think Canelo's the better boxer in terms of skill and technique in this fight, and I think he needs to play to those strengths. I think he needs to use the jab, he needs to throw a lot of straight punches, and like I said, he needs to get the punches off first, and I think his speed will be able to get off first, not only get off first, but also prevent him from being caught by Angulo. And I think, the problem that Canelo has is, one of the things he's been accused of is not being the best mover in the ring, not being the quickest on his feet. That could play against him in this fight, because as we know, Angulo will be looking perhaps to be on the front foot, and if he does need to chase Canelo a bit, then you would put odds on him being able to catch Canelo and draw Canelo in, because he's not exactly going up against Floyd Mayweather or a Richard Briel type guy who can move excellently around the ring and really stop him cutting it off. In here, he may not have to look far to get Canelo in front of him. So that's why I'm believing that Canelo needs to rely on his actual reach, his actual straight punches, which should open up a little bit of distance for him. So yeah, I think that it could get quite messy in there if Angulo gets his way. I don't think Canelo needs to. If I was to advise Canelo, I would really implore him to try and stay out of a war. And I think that if you're throwing those type of punches that Canelo throws, the damage ends up getting done anyway. So don't go looking for a KO or looking to hurt Angulo. Just really be patient and just allow the punches to do their work naturally. Let your power work naturally, and make Angulo chase, make Angulo reach, make him try and force the fight. In the end, I'm going for Canelo to win by decision, but I do feel that, like I say, it could get exciting, and I'm hoping it will get exciting in there. You have to remember also that Canelo's only ever lost to Mayweather, and you can't really compare Mayweather to anyone else. So in terms of Angulo, I think you could actually say that Canelo is virtually an unbeaten fighter going in against a guy like Angulo, because he's only lost to the very best really in Mayweather, and no one else has beaten him yet. And to be honest, no one looked that close to beating him. Okay, you could say Cotto's younger brother had a good go, But I mean recently in proper championship 12-round fights, I think Canelo's looked, rather comfortable against a lot of his opponents. And I think that there's nothing there that really suggests to me that Angulo should be a really pose a massive threat, apart from the fact that Angulo has that power, and Canelo is coming off a loss. But also remember, Angulo is coming off quite a bad loss to Erislandy Lara, in that his the state of his face afterwards, I believe he busted his orbital bone. That was a very bad injury. It was quite very nasty, and although he had Erislandy Lara down twice in that fight, I believe, he did end up losing and getting stopped because of that. It just shows that Angulo does get caught, and if you're patient with Angulo, and if you can tough it out, then you can get to him as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if Canelo stopped Angulo late on, to be honest. But I'm going to play a little bit safer. I'm going to say he's going to get the decision victory. So they're my thoughts on this fight. I'm going to leave it there. Please let me know what you guys think. Enjoy this fight on the weekend. Time permitting, I am looking to cover some other fights, because this is a non-title fight I've just covered here, and there are plenty of titles on the line this weekend, including Leo Santa Cruz going up against Cristian Mijares, which is another fight I'd like to cover. And you got Carlos Molina in the ring, defending his IBF, is it light middle title? And there's a couple of guys there who are putting titles on the line, so I'm going to be looking to cover those fights as well. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know what you think of this fight, and yeah, tune in for my next videos. This is Boxbird, I'm out.